Traditional car manufacturers are taking hit after hit. Previously, I talked about how German manufacturers like Volkswagen, Mercedes, and BMW have been struggling in China. Volkswagen's profits dropped by 62% this quarter. The blows just keep coming. However, they believe there are places where they can protect themselves. For example, it seems like Ford's stronghold is the F-150. There's also an electric version of the F-150 called the Lightning. They've currently halted its production. They say there's no demand for a certain period. Of course, there's no demand, because in America, Tesla's Cybertruck is dominating the market. But more importantly, BYD is entering that market. In the pickup market that Ford has dominated with the Ranger and Toyota with the Hilux for a long time, BYD is now becoming the most important player. The very stylish car you're currently watching on video is being sold in Australia for $39,000. You need to compare this vehicle with Ford's Raptor. You need to compare it with the most fully equipped version of the Toyota Hilux, because this vehicle truly has everything you could want. This vehicle is a hybrid, and it's incredible. Most likely, BYD is currently selling this vehicle at a loss just to gain market share. But in my opinion, a truly significant player is entering the pickup market. Now I'm going to tell you a bit about this vehicle and talk about its importance in terms of competition. Just to be clear, I have absolutely no collaboration with BYD, and this is definitely not a car channel either. But how will things be affected? What could BYD's impact on Tesla be? What could BYD's impact on traditional car manufacturers be? Why is this pickup opening up such a huge new battleground? These are all the things I'm going to try to explain to you. If you're ready, let's get started. First, let's look at the issue from a strategic perspective. Up until now, BYD had not entered the pickup segment. They produce small and mid-sized cars and SUVs, and as you know, they're super competitive in this area. In fact, for the first time, they even surpassed Tesla's revenue last quarter. Of course, keep in mind that Tesla only sells pure electric vehicles. But at BYD, there are both electric and hybrid vehicles, and the majority of their revenue comes from hybrids. However, what I've just explained doesn't change the fact that BYD is an incredibly competitive and tough player. And as far as I understand, their strategy is to attack the most profitable segment held by Ford and Toyota. In the United States, Ford Rangers, and elsewhere in the world, Toyota Hiluxes are the dominant players in this sector, especially in the small pickup segment, and this is exactly where BYD is launching its attack. And they're coming in with much more advanced technological features at a much lower price than their competitors. Of course, the Toyota Hilux is a classic, so is the Ford Ranger. These vehicles have proven themselves for years. BYD still has a long way to go to prove itself. But once you learn a bit about the features of the vehicle and consider its price, you'll understand for yourself why it's such a serious player and why it's in such high demand. BYD has named its vehicle Shark. It's a very fitting name because it seems like it's going to tear this market apart. The vehicle is a hybrid and has a range of 60 miles or roughly 100 kilometers on electric power alone. It also has a 30 kilowatt-hour battery. On the other hand, the vehicle is equipped with a 1.5-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged gasoline engine. The combination of the two produces significant power. When we combine the electric motor with the gasoline engine, the vehicle has 320 kilowatts, which is about 460 horsepower, and this delivers 650 newton meters of torque. As a result, this Shark can accelerate from 0 to 100 in 5.5 seconds. This is a speed that neither the Ford Ranger nor the Toyota Hilux could ever dream of. The vehicle also takes advantage of being electric. There are charging points all over it. For example, you can use these to power your tools at construction sites. At home, you can also quickly charge your vehicle with a 7 kilowatt AC charger. The DC charger, on the other hand, is 55 kilowatts. This is quite powerful for a plug-in hybrid. By the way, the vehicle is larger than both the Ford Ranger and the Toyota Hilux. It's between 5 and 10% bigger. The bed at the back is significantly larger than both of them. And the price of this vehicle is comparable to both the Toyota Hilux and the Ford Ranger Raptor. You have to compare it to the Raptor because this is a fully loaded vehicle. While the Ford Raptor costs $100,000 in America, BYD's Shark has gone on sale in Australia, Thailand, and New Zealand, starting at $39,000. Of course, the vehicle hasn't entered the American market. The interior is also extremely luxurious. It features a 15.6-inch central touchscreen display. Moreover, this screen can be used both horizontally and vertically. These are features we don't see in other brands. It has a powerful sound system with 12 speakers. There's wireless phone charging. It comes with various electric outlet options. Both in the bed and inside, it's designed to support your daily life, your picnics, and your off-road adventures. There are ventilated and heated seats. All standard safety features are included. It has rear collision warning. There's blind spot monitoring. It features front and rear cross-traffic alert. To continue, off-road launch warning, off-road traction support, adaptive cruise control, driver fatigue monitoring, surround view camera, and front and rear parking sensors are also included in the package. They offer a 6-year or 150,000 kilometer warranty for this vehicle. For the battery, they provide an 8-year or 160,000 kilometer warranty. And the vehicle is currently selling like hotcakes. BYD says, we can't keep up with the demand. I'm not a car expert. I may have made some mistakes in the terminology, please forgive me. But we truly have an outstanding vehicle on our hands. And believe me, this is a huge blow to Ford and Toyota, because especially for Ford, almost all of its profitability comes from the Ford F-150 and its operations in Turkey, Froto. Losing the F-150 would be a huge blow to Ford. BYD can't enter America at the moment, but sooner or later it will find a way. But outside of America, in the massive Far East market, BYD Shark, the Shark, will capture a significant market share. I predict that this will hit the Toyota Hilux especially hard in that region. Yes, BYD is extremely determined. BYD intends to dominate all markets. They are even willing to bear losses for this. Indeed, when we look at it, although their revenue was higher than Tesla's in the last quarter, their profitability was less than half of Tesla's. They are willing to accept low profits or even possibly losses. I'm sure they also receive significant incentives from the government in this regard, but they're coming to dominate the market. My prediction is that BYD will become the world's largest car manufacturer. By around 2030, it will be extremely difficult for Europeans and traditional Americans to resist them. Of course, Toyota has its own unique strength, but if they lose market share with the Hilux, Toyota will also be in trouble. Remember, Toyota's Corolla, which was once the world's best-selling car, has now been overtaken by Tesla's Model Y. The trend in the automotive industry tells us that Tesla will lead in pure electric vehicles, while BYD will dominate all the other segments. It's also possible for BYD to beat Tesla in pure electric vehicles, because they also have more affordable cars and so on. But Tesla stands out there with features like fully autonomous cars and FSD. As for what other companies have to defend themselves, honestly, it's beyond me. This transformation in the automotive industry is actually very traditional. When new, stronger startups start to enter the scene, traditional players try to escape to higher-priced product segments, just like Ford does with its pickup and F-150 series. But later on, these new players also start producing affordable vehicles to dominate those segments. Volkswagen did this in its time, then Toyota did it, and now it's being done to them, and frankly, I don't think they have any way out. Besides BYD, there are other aggressive players in China as well. For example, Ford's CEO has been using Xiaomi's car for a long time and expresses his admiration for the vehicle. So there have been major improvements in vehicle quality and in what these vehicles can do. I'm sure some of you will say, but Professor, the Toyota Hilux is a whole different thing. This one is $39,000. The Toyota Hilux costs more, and its features are superior to the Hilux. The developments are truly interesting. I continue to watch with curiosity. I definitely look forward to your questions and comments. With love and respect,